Welcome, everyone. One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin. Good morning, my name is Mark. Can you tell me your name, please?
Good morning, Mark. My name is Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Can I see your identification, please?
Sure, here it is.
Great. Let's start with some questions about your hometown. Where are you from?
I'm from a small town called Maplewood. It's located in the countryside, surrounded by beautiful forests and rivers. It's quite peaceful, which I appreciate.
That sounds lovely. What do you like the most about living there?
I think the best part is the nature. I enjoy going on hikes during the weekends. There's something refreshing about being in the woods and away from city noise.
How long have you lived in Maplewood?
I've lived there for about 15 years. I moved there when I was a child, and I've grown up with the landscape around me.
Do you think you will stay there in the future?
Honestly, I'm not sure. While I love it there, I also think about moving to a bigger city for work opportunities. It would be a big change for me.
Moving on, let's talk about your studies. What are you currently studying?
I'm studying environmental science at university. I've always been passionate about nature and sustainability, and this course really aligns with my interests.
That sounds interesting. Why did you choose that subject?
I chose it because I believe it's crucial to understand the issues our planet is facing today and how we can solve them. I want to contribute positively to the environment.
What specific areas within environmental science interest you the most?
I'm particularly interested in renewable energy and waste management. I think those two are vital for reducing our carbon footprint. I've even started a small project at my university to promote recycling.
That's impressive. Let's talk about your hobbies. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
In my free time, I love reading and hiking. Reading has always been a way for me to explore new worlds, while hiking allows me to connect with nature.
What types of books do you like to read?
I prefer fiction, especially fantasy and historical novels. I find them really captivating and love how they can transport you to different times and places.
Could you tell me about a book that had a significant impact on you?
Absolutely. One book that really resonated with me is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It teaches valuable lessons about following your dreams and listening to your heart. It made me reflect on my own life goals.
Great choice! Now let's move to the second part of the speaking test. Here's a card with a topic. Please take a moment to prepare.
Thank you.
You have 1 minute to prepare. The topic is, describe a memorable journey you have taken. You should say where you went, how you traveled, what you did there, and explain why this journey was memorable.
Okay, I'll talk about a trip I took last summer. I went to the beautiful beaches of Bali with my friends. We traveled by plane, and it took about 10 hours to get there from my hometown. Once we arrived, we rented scooters to explore the island. We visited various beaches, tried amazing local food, and even went snorkeling. The highlight of the trip was watching the sunset at Uluwatu Temple. I remember feeling a deep sense of peace and joy. It was a perfect escape from reality and strengthened our friendship.
Thank you, Alex. That sounds wonderful. What is one thing you learned from the experience?
I think the biggest lesson was about the importance of friendship and experiencing life together. Traveling with friends creates bonds and memories that last a lifetime.
Let's move on to the third part of the test. We will discuss travel further. Why do you think people travel?
People travel for various reasons, such as leisure, education, or even work. I believe traveling can broaden one's perspective and expose individuals to different cultures, which is a valuable experience.
What kind of benefits do you think travel brings to individuals?
There are countless benefits. Travel can improve social skills by meeting new people, and it can also enhance personal growth by pushing one out of their comfort zone. Learning about different customs and traditions is enlightening.
Do you think traveling is important for everyone?
I think it's beneficial, but it might not suit everyone's interests or financial situations. However, I believe that everyone should try to travel at least once if possible, to gain that broader perspective.
How has the way people travel changed in recent years?
Traveling has become much more accessible with low-cost airlines and online booking. However, the pandemic also introduced more cautious approaches, like focusing on local travel. This has changed how people view their travel options.
That's a valid point. As a final question, how do you think technology will influence future travel?
I imagine technology will play a massive role. We might see advancements like virtual reality travel experiences or AI-driven travel planning that can customize trips based on needs and preferences. It's an exciting thought.
Thank you, Alex. That concludes the speaking test. It was nice speaking with you.
Thank you, Mark. I enjoyed it.
The candidate demonstrated a strong ability to communicate their ideas fluently and coherently throughout the speaking test, making only occasional pauses that did not significantly impede understanding. Alex showcased a wide range of vocabulary, effectively using various expressions to articulate his thoughts, though there were moments of repetition that could be improved upon. In terms of grammatical range and accuracy, the responses generally contained complex structure and were mostly error-free, with minor slips that did not hinder meaning. Pronunciation was clear, with only slight regional accents that did not distract from communication. Overall, Alex's performance aligns well with the band score of 7, indicating a competent level of English fluency and an ability to handle various topics with depth. In summary, Alex's strengths included fluency, vocabulary range, and coherent structure, while areas for improvement could focus on reducing repetition and enhancing grammatical accuracy. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.